Hello, welcome to the Bring Me to Life podcast, where we are awakening humanity to spirituality and higher consciousness. On today's episode, I interview a man by the name of Arno Pienaar, and we talk a lot about the 0 point event that maybe some of you have been hearing about, but maybe are also wondering, what is that all about? This is a good episode for you, and just really, really grateful that you're tuning in here with us, and I think you'll enjoy the episode, so yeah, enjoy.
For many of us, spirituality is just the quest to find essence or true meaning, and to really just connect with a higher consciousness.
Welcome to the Bring Me to Life podcast.
Connecting with your spirituality is very important in this life. By becoming mindful of all of that, you can realize where you are and if that is leading you to where you want to go.
Listen to the little simple things, because it's those little simple things that are going to shift you vibrationally in such a way that will prepare you to become very intuitively minded and ready to step forward on the next part of your path.
I hope you can feel the love that's inside you, it's inside me, that connects us.
Awakening humanity to spirituality and higher consciousness.
All right, and let's bring on our guest for this evening. His name is Arno Pienaar. Welcome to the podcast.
Very happy to be here. Thanks, Chris. Can't wait to get into the subject today.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I'm really looking forward to this. So before we get into that, just I guess give a little bit of background for our audience so they can understand who you are. Just tell us who are you, where do you come from, and what's your purpose?
Okay, my name is Arno Pienaar. I come from Durban, South Africa. My purpose at the moment would be, you can say, global enlightenment. I'm writing every single day. I'm busy writing a book that is aimed to awake the people of South Africa, which would be in Afrikaans, which is my home language. But I have always been writing for the last 4 years, you can say, for various websites such as Humans Are Free and dreamcatcherreality.com. Regarding work, I have worked in the safari industry for about 2.5 years as a field guide, and I've also worked as an English teacher in Thailand. But I've always traveled as far as I could in my free time, and it's really a passion of mine, traveling and meeting and getting to know new people everywhere. So that's what I'm doing right now. Like I said, at the moment, busy writing a book, and I hope to share that with many people shortly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said the book is about waking people up or awakening people of South Africa. Could you what are you awakening them to?
Well, you see many people in different countries that speak their own languages, that don't really speak English and don't really expose themselves to alternative information which you only get in English, that actually don't know anything about what's actually happening in this day and age. This awakening that's happening is not really touching people that are still speaking other languages. So what I'm doing is translating my own awakening from English to my home language, and I'm planning to expose that to people here, because for some reason it touches a person way more in their own language than if they hear it in English.
Mm-hmm.
and I do believe that it counts for the same. It counts the same for anybody else that has English as a third or fourth language. You might expose yourself to new information in English, but it doesn't really hit you until you actually put it in your own dialect, because all of us have a primary, we have a primary language, and we have a primary program, I like to say. So you're primarily programmed by your home language, and you need to touch on the words in your home language in order to actually raise your consciousness. You need to actually go down to the roots of who you are, and that's in your own language.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that for sure. It's it would be a lot easier to learn something that something in the terms that you've grown up understanding. So I definitely agree with that. When our friend Julie kind of connected us together, she was saying that you wanted to join our podcast because you had a message for the world. Am I getting that right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, and it's
very big message.
Yeah, is this message the same thing as the book that you're writing for the people of South Africa, or is it something different?
No, the book is more like a kind of a poetry, like what's that spiritual poetry books you get out there? I can't remember the name of the author, but it's more like a soul level exposure to what you are not. So basically exposing everything that you are not, so that the only thing that remains would be yourself, would be the soul, and not any distortion that the mind would be offering us together with the reality that creates.
Okay, so as we were kind of getting ready for this podcast, you and I were talking before we did this recording, just to, I guess, get an idea of what we're going to talk about. One thing you were mentioning is the Matrix and how each and every one of us is responsible for giving rise to it.
Yes.
Could you get into that?
Yeah, I'll go into that. So for anybody that doesn't know yet, this reality that we are inside of is a digital hologram. It's not the real thing, but unfortunately we've been made to believe that it is the real thing, and it is all that is. And the way this happens is obviously since birth. The setup waits for you, and unfortunately for humanity, we are targeted very soon after birth, and they attack us with the vaccination, which basically exposes us to the heavy metals and the DNA altering proteins in there, which immediately affects the body, so that the body actually starts resonating to an electromagnetic frequency, or let's just say the frequency is already going on here on planet Earth, because many of these programs are actually running from quantum computers, underground quantum computers that are on the planet. Many people are actually still affected by these programs running from these computers. The mind is very much affected by that, and people need to understand that the own mind that you're using is a form of technology. It's a form of information technology, and when you become entangled with this form of information technology, your own personal information technology, then you can be influenced and affected from other sources of technology and other computers out there that have the power to affect our minds. So if I go back to the childhood, we all know they attack you as soon as you come in here, and what happens is you go into an unconscious state. And when you go into an unconscious state, you start grasping at everything externally, and you basically lose the essence of who you are. You lose your foundation to the cosmic consciousness. You lose home, and now you're trying to find home outside. And for the first thing, you expose to your parents, and your parents are already under the influence on the wavelength. So to say, they're already in the matrix. They're already part of it. They already have their egos, and of course, the ego would be mind identified. And when you are primarily using this aspect of yourself, you're already mind controlled. And the thing about the mind is that it's built negative, and when you are under the dominion of it, it basically will rule your life, and it will go to all sorts of negative things like tribulation, sadness, worry, stress, anxiety. All these things is a product of the mind when you're completely identified with it. And like I said, it makes you very negative, and immediately you're exposed to that as a little baby, because it's already the matrix, and everybody is already affected by it. And you grasp at your parents, and you basically put a part of them inside yourself, but they are already artificial. What they are giving out, what they are portraying, they have been made artificial by this reality already. And now you're putting something artificial inside of yourself due to your unconscious state, and you start absorbing this essence, which is a fake essence. And this is how you immediately start building on your own identity and your own character. And the next thing is, maybe you're in a family, and childhood traumas come up, and they send you to school, and you start taking on all the programming in school. And what's happening is that your own mind, your own computer is now being programmed. And everybody's put through this. So you're now programming yourself with spelling in school. You've probably heard of this before. They teach you to spell. You learn all the words, and you validate all these words. And all these words is now part of your programming. And the hidden agenda of all these words is that they actually give rise to your own reality that you are inside of. So you put all these words inside of you, and eventually there are so many words that you have nominated as absolute that you can't really make a soul connection anymore, because your mind is now telling you what to do all the time. And the thing about information is it can work in many different combinations to give rise to many different meanings. And all these different meanings would give rise to different realities, different experiences. And when I spoke about making something absolute, this is something that people also need to realize, is that you can make anything absolute. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you nominate in your consciousness as the real thing, doesn't matter what it is, will become the real thing in your life. And when you start from an unconscious state, and now you're nominating this whole hologram, this whole matrix as the real thing, well, there you have now your own matrix and your own digital hologram that you are living under. And what happens is it makes you lesser. You, the soul, become lesser, and it becomes greater. And you need to work for it, and you can't do anything about it. You're in this reality now. You're in the matter. You're in space. You're in time, and you're experiencing all this energy. And it's like you ask yourself, why am I in this? Because I did not create this. Mm-hmm. Because you did not create this reality that you're inside of. This is the thing. The artificial construct of the mind has a creator. This is all the stories going around of the artificial intelligence. Lots of conspiracy theories about the artificial intelligence. Well, the artificial intelligence is the mind itself, and it's this mind itself that is projecting the entire matrix, the entire hologram.
So
because it is actually, yeah.
So you're talking about this this matrix. Is it like is there like one collective mind that would be like controlling the matrix, or is it like just multiple pieces from everybody's perspective that makes up the whole matrix?
It's one entire collective that houses all the programs that people are in effect of.
Okay.
So it's like you can imagine one big mainframe, and everybody's still in effect of it. So everybody's still receiving all the streamings, all the thought streaming from this mainframe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's sometimes it's a little hard to grasp. Just when I was. Go ahead.
It gets quite easy to grasp when I'll just give you this example. So if you believe that absolutes are unobtainable, which many people do believe, because people believe that we're just a speck in the whole universe, and we're just going along with the ride, and whatever happens, and we're just relative to whatever is happening in the universe. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, when you realize, okay, I'm projecting this entire thing myself. This whole thing is coming out of myself. Why is there things inside of it that I'm not in an agreement with? Mm-hmm. If I look at the whole grand scope, well, the reason there are things that you're not in agreement with is because that you're unconscious of certain things that have assumed absolution. So when I say it has assumed absolution, it is in a state of it's absolute. It's absolute in your consciousness. Absolutes are obtainable, and when you're the one energizing everything. So everything that's still here that we don't like, it's still being energized by us. We just need to become more conscious to find the roots of it all. And when we finally do find all the hidden aspects, then we become fully conscious, and the entire reality cannot be projected anymore. Okay. This is people are speaking of a 0 point that we should be reaching soon. And this is very true, because this is where we're going, because we're getting more and more conscious. When I'm saying we're getting more conscious, we're learning the mechanism of the matrix, how it actually functions through us.
Okay. I did want to ask about the absolution. What came to mind is like way back in our culture, everybody believed that the world was flat. Would that be like an absolution?
An absolution would be, say, take it now on a personal level. You believe you are not worthy. Now you make that absolute in your life. Mm-hmm. But is it true? No, it's not. But now you experience that because you've made it an absolute.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how do we? Is there a way to dissolve the absolution, or a way to transmute it, or to transcend it, or to transform it into something better and more beneficial for ourselves?
Of course. Simply by knowing what mistake you've made. So the big mistake we've made is that we have took on knowledge. So knowledge and information is the currency of the matrix. It's made out of words and letters and numbers. It's made out of digits. Now, you came here, you disconnected from the soul, you took on the mind, so you became a mind-centered being instead of a soul-centered being. So remember, soul-centered is nothing. According to the mind, that it's nothing. It's when you assume a state where there is nothing and you're home there. When you're mind-centered, obviously, yeah, you're controlled by the mind. Now, we come into this reality. They send us to school. We read books. We read the Bible. All the books of good and bad. When we read all these things, that's what I said. This is how the programming comes in, and then that's the reality we experience. Unfortunately, most of the souls on Earth are still programmed. They are not aware yet of what they have made absolute. And this is why we are still inside of the reality. You can only do it for yourself. You can only go in yourself and see, okay, this is not real. Okay, delete. This is nonsense. Delete. Take it out. Even the things you believe about other people, the relationships that you may have had in the past that may have made you believe certain things about yourself. Remember, you need to realize that even the other people in the reality are part of the hologram. They're part of the matrix when they are still mind-centered, because they still artificial intelligence running through them. And when you resonate now with a being like that in an unconscious state in the past, then you make a part of that fakeness a part of yourself. And now you're still walking around with that part into the future. But it's only up to you to go inside yourself and let that go. Take care of that old baggage. Mm-hmm. It's only yourself that can do that, and you have the power to do that. Don't let anybody tell you you cannot get rid of old data in your mind. Mm-hmm. Of course you can. You just need to do the work.
All right. Yeah. As you're talking, I'm thinking of I don't know if you've heard of massively multiplayer online role-playing games, but like World of Warcraft, they would have people who are real people, behind the desk controlling their avatars, and then they also have other characters who are what they would call a non-player character or an NPC, and that was basically like you're saying, like the artificial intelligence. Their character was controlled by the computer program.
Yes, many out there, for sure. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, and so you're saying that by kind of becoming conscious of those programs that have been put into us, we can like recognize them and begin to let go of them.
Yeah, of course. So you turn them back to nothing. So something comes out of nothing. Even you come out of from nothing. You became something. So this is like the 0 and the 1. So everything comes out of one soul center. Even all these programs. It comes from the soul, but it's not of the soul. Mm. So you can't turn any something back to nothing by recognizing its emptiness. Another thing that would probably help is by knowing that. In the macrocosm, there is no microcosm. In quantum physics, they say that in the microcosm is the macrocosm, and in the macrocosm is the microcosm. Mm-hmm. That's a lie. That's not true. In the macrocosm, there is no essence inside of it. There is no soul in the macrocosm. So the soul would be the microcosm. The microcosm is only within yourself. That's just something you need to access within yourself, and that's it. and that you do by targeting everything externally that has made its way internally and still surviving through you, because that's that's the attachment that you have. Your own identity has an attachment to everything that you've come to, let's say, love in the illusion. Everything you love in the illusion is very well and alive inside of your mind, and that's how your mind actually keeps you inside of the matrix, by your attachment to things inside the matrix. That's what's keeping your mind and the thoughts and all alive long enough for you not to make the soul connection, because it's this connection that you're after. Because when you're finally there is no more problems, there is no more issues. It's like you're home once again.
Okay, and so I guess let's get into the deprogramming that we were talking about before we started the interview. Do you have any? I know you said recognize some of those old programs that you have and let them go. Is there any kind of special technique that you can use to deprogram, or like affirmations or anything like that you use that really helps you? A very good one would be information technology is not it. So when you have certain kinds of thoughts that can't leave you alone in your mind, and you want to put an end to it, you can use a mantra called information technology is not it. A little bit shortly, it is not it. So you basically telling your mind that it's not it. It's not the real thing. It's not it. In other circles, you also get people that just tell the mind to shut up. It's almost the same thing. It's information technology. It's a computer. It's a virus. It doesn't want to die. And when you use it is not it, it's like a paradox. You telling your mind it's not information, it is not information technology. And that serves to quiet it down. Other things would be your language, of course. So just going through many words that seem still meaningful to you, like going through your own vocabulary. So remember, you are programmed, and it's all made out of words. And when you sit down, you open up a book, you have open a page in front of you, and you just go within yourself. You can start finding specific words that relate to what's going on inside your mind. Words behind what's going on inside your mind. For example, if your mind can't stop coming up for attention, you can realize, attention is a big problem, because you're the one actually giving attention to your mind, and you're the one giving attention. That means it's not going to stop, because you're giving energy to it. And the intention of the mind is basically to keep you in tension, and the tension is only possible when you're giving attention to it. It needs you. It needs you to carry on, projecting the reality you're currently inside of. Okay, so would you say that just completely getting rid of the ego is what's best, or kind of controlling your ego or balancing with the spirit?
I would say getting rid of the old ego would be a good idea, because we are heading into a new reality right now, and the old is just important for what it has served you to this point now. It has created who you are now, but you don't need it anymore. It set you up for what you are now, but you don't need the old anymore. Whatever ego comes across now should be very aligned with your spirit, or let's say your soul. And I would never tell anybody to put their ego down completely, because yes, it is your interface with this world, and the stronger you can come across, and the more energy you can bring across, the more effect you can have on everybody around you. So you definitely still need that, and if you can align that with your essence, then you are completely aligned. It's the problem is that the old ego is still meddling with what you want to bring across as a being now. You want to bring across your essence, you want to bring across your best version, yet can't fully do that when old aspects of your ego is still meddling with you and distorting what you wanna do. And that's why we need to completely get rid of all the old programming that was given to us.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I like how you said, the old ego. So like you're saying, the egos of the now are going to align with our soul and align with our divine missions here, but the old egos that were programmed into us, into our generation and generations before that, were kind of part of a destructive system. But now that's being transcended. We're letting go of those old egos, those old programs, and bringing in the egos of the now, which align with our spirits, which align with our souls, which align with the source of all, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Good. I really like that. You mentioned something earlier during this interview, and you said something about the 0 point. My friend has been wanting to talk about the 0 point, but I haven't really heard much about it. So I would like to know a little bit more about the 0 point.
All right. So this reality we are inside of has been going on for millions of years, and it's been spiraling out. This digital nature, let's say technology, it's been spiraling out. It's been broadening itself. It's been expanding all the time. And it's finally come to a stage right now, this outward spiral, where it can't go any further. If you look at technology today, it's come to a pinnacle. It's not going any further. There's no more new technology coming out. Here and there's a new invention that helps save the planet, but the technology has reached a point where it can't go any further, and even the mind cannot bring us any more intelligence out of the reality. So this outward spiral of the matrix has come to a stop now, and the thing is that, remember, there is consciousness within everything. So even we say that the reality is an illusion and everything is fake and everything is artificial, there still remains a little bit of consciousness even inside of that. Every single being out there, they still have a soul. So there's still a little bit of consciousness inside of there, and this consciousness is connected to everything, because everything is one. The soul is one with everything. We are all one, even me and you speaking to each other right now. We come across as divided aspects, but we come out of one whole. We come out of one soul center. So the thing is that this reality has exhausted itself. It's come, like I said, it's come to a point now where it can't go any further. And now the consciousness within everything is basically going to eat up the illusion, if that makes any sense to you. So the matrix was spiraling out. Now it's spiraling back. It's spiraling back inside now. It was spiraling out. Now it's going back to the 0 point again. It's going back from where it started. It's going back to the starting point from where everything came out of. And it's there. It's that point that we call the singularity, or the 0 point. And here, this you can't really call it a point, because we're using mind now to come across to each other. So we'll call it a point. But this point houses all possibility. Like, if you can imagine, okay, you're God now, and you have an empty canvas. Now you want to create any reality. This would be this point that we are going to go inside of. And in this point, what I know is that there is no matter, there is no time, there is no space, there is no energy. Because remember, energy comes out of a division. Energy comes out of a split. If there is no split, there is no energy, there is no matter, there is no life as we know it. In the 0 point, there is no mind either. So everything you experience here as solidity and in your body, and this whole construct. Remember, this whole construct of the hologram was written. So it's a computer program. It's something we experience ourselves inside of this program. But now there's going to be no more program. There's going to be no more mind. You're just going to be in the knowing. You're going to be fully conscious. There's going to be no unconscious aspect that is still ruling over you. It's only the darkness that is still prohibiting us from becoming fully conscious. When you are fully conscious 100%, this would be the 0 point. From here, the absolute impossible is possible. And it's only, like I said, we're spiraling back to the 0 point, and on the way there, we're becoming more conscious. We're becoming more conscious to the point that we're fully conscious. And the reason we're becoming more conscious is because the matrix itself, it started from this exact point, and it spiraled out, and on the way there introduced more programs. Now we're finding all the programs that actually came into the reality, let's say in the beginning, because we're actually you can call us time travelers. So we're going almost back to the 0. We're just finding a little bit more until we find the very last one, and then it's game over. Then it's game over for this game of the matrix, and then we enter that state, a fully conscious state. You are your higher self. Everything will be one at once. You will see George W. Bush. He will make a press conference. You will call on a press conference. You'll tell everybody the truth what happened in 9/11. Just like that, because he's conscious. He has to come clean now. Everybody will be one. Everybody will do what they have to do. But I don't see it happening in this old messed up reality. It's a state we're not inside of, so nobody is really nobody on the planet can really speak about it yet, because it's happening for the first time ever. This is what is so big about being around right now. This big event everybody's waiting for. This is it. It's happening for the first time ever. We're going to transcend. you can dream about it all you like, but we're not there yet. So
Right.
you can just remain excited.
Is that something that I'm just trying to think in physical terms, in like 3-dimensional reality terms, like is the planet going to like blow up? Is
No,
what's
no, I
gonna
don't
happen?
think so. No, it's not. I don't see an apocalypse happening. I don't see that at all. Maybe people would like you to believe that, keep you in fear, but the fear is no good. It just keeps you in a low state. There will probably most likely be some havoc, not an apocalypse, but some havoc, because all the technology is going to stop working, and everything that we've made our foundation in this current reality will be exposed and made obsolete. We will not be able to be founded on that anymore. So obviously people will be faced with reality and be faced with who they really are, and people will have to take the right steps to change themselves and to come forth as something completely new, because this is not working for us anymore. We still have doctors running around, lawyers running around, presidents running around, all these roles people are playing. We don't need it anymore at all. So I'm just thinking about people that are still running around, playing a role. These roles are going to collapse. People are going to have to adapt.
So the 0 point will affect our reality that we're in right now. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is like, is it going to be something that happens physically? Is there going to be like a physical phenomena that happens, or is it going to be like something that happens, like maybe we just wake up from like we were in a dream the whole time, or something like that?
Well, I believe it's going to happen in the twinkling of an eye. And physical, non-physical, just words. It's going to happen. Remember, in the beginning was the Word, and that which has a beginning must have an end. So I told you the whole matrix comes out of the Word, and when it comes to an end, we enter a new state of existence, and it's got nothing to do with what we are experiencing right now. Nothing. No matter, no time, no space, no energy, no mind. Your mind cannot grasp that. Don't even try.
Yeah, cool. I just hope the technology doesn't stop, or I hope the technology is okay until we get this interview out there for sure.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
How did you?
The technology. Yeah, carry on.
I was just gonna ask, how did you learn about the 0 point? Is this something that you've been researching for a while?
I've not been researching. I've just always been connected to lots of people in the spiritual community, because I have been writing for alternative information websites for quite some time, and I have met many influential people online, and in my life too I have met many influential teachers, and everything just came together for me from all the other sources, and putting it together for myself. So yeah.
Cool. I definitely appreciate all of it. So like, is there anything that we could do to prepare for this 0 point event that you're talking about?
Well, just carry on breathing.
Carry on breathing.
And let it unfold, and take self-responsibility, stop playing the blame game. Nothing out there is to blame for what's going on. Take full responsibility for everything you're experiencing. Realize that you are the engine for the matrix, and just breathe. Try and disconnect from the mind for as long as you can, because this is where you want to be right now. So, yeah.
Is the 0 point different than what's called the event horizon?
The event horizon? I've not heard about that before.
Okay. I've heard my friend Nick. He talks about the event horizon, and like that's something I'm not quite sure about either. So we'll definitely have to get him on to talk about it. But I was just curious if it was the same as the 0 point, because I don't know, it just kind of feels similar when I think about the words.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's all just words. The thing is, it's going to happen. We don't have to you don't have to make it happen. It's not something that you have to make your goal or anything. It's going to happen for everyone. Like I said, everything is one. Consciousness is connected to everything, and it just takes one person to go in there, to go inside there. One person does it. That one person does it for everybody, because that one person's consciousness is connected with everybody's consciousness. That's the thing that people need to realize, that everything is one. And you can't take the soul out of anything, because the soul is eternal. It's immortal. That's what the soul is immortal. We've made this, unfortunately for ourselves, we've made this construct, this reality we are inside of. We've made that immortal, and that actually makes yourself immortal. So yes, we are also entering immortality too. When we hit this 0 point, conscious immortality. There's no more death anymore. Everything you can think about inside the matrix is going to be no more.
So will we still have like unique perspective, or will we just all be like in that state of oneness the entire, our entire time in the 0 point?
The unique perspective is mind-based. It's your own judgment to what's going on. It's your own identity. So it's all mind-based. So remember, I said that there's no more mind there. It's just a knowing. When I say it's just a knowing, well, you just know everything, and you're one with everything. That's the only way. That's the only way I can put it. It's very difficult to actually accept that you're not going to be a individual anymore on your own mission, doing your own thing, living your own life, being unique. This is part of the old reality. So when you accept that, I know it sounds like you kind of get quite sad. It's like, wow, I need to let go of this whole thing in order to go forward, and it will come natural. Like I said, you don't have to force it. Just let it unfold, and be open to everything that is coming your way now, because whatever is coming your way now is coming from the soul now, because the soul has always been under authority. It's been heavily, let's say, it's been heavily under wraps by the matrix, by information technology, by the mind. It was always trying to keep the soul under wraps, keep it closed in the box. The box would be the matrix, but it does not have that power anymore. Many people are still locked up in their rooms. They may have been locked up a long time ago, but they haven't checked the door in a very long time. It's time to check the door and see it's actually opened up now. You can actually go out now and do what you want. There's not so much more, limits and regulations and things blocking you from going to do what you want, like there was before. Mm-hmm. There's much more possible at the moment. People just need to have the faith in themselves, to get the full confidence in self again.
Yeah, I would concur with that. I've noticed, even in just like the last few years, that I've been getting a lot less resistance on some of the things that I've been wanting to do, like this podcast, for instance. Like, we're becoming more open as a collective to this information, which I think is really great, and I'm really, really grateful for. So, I think this is all very good information that we should all know about. And when you were talking about how it kind of, you might get a little sad that we're not going to be individuals anymore. Just thinking about how much more we're going to be able to experience as that oneness. It's going to be a really great experience that I think everybody should look forward to.
Yeah, it's like a dream. I mean, when you're having a dream, you're not thinking about who you are and your individuality and your uniqueness in your dream. You're not thinking about that at all. You're just experiencing whatever. And if you're having good dreams, it's way much better than being here. Mm-hmm. So you can think of it as a dream where anything manifests. Anything manifests for you. Any reality manifests for you. Mm-hmm. You can think of it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds like heaven.
Yes, I will fly to Holland and I'll fly to America with my body and see everybody I want to see. So yeah, I also want to say thanks, Chris. I'm also grateful for this opportunity to give the message to many more people. Mm-hmm. It's really important for people to actually get this. Yeah. Because the more do, the faster we will shift collectively.
Yeah, that's one of our missions here, is to awaken people to that information. And it takes
sure.
a lot of courage to do a podcast and to talk about this stuff and to kind of like put your name out there when talking about it. So I do appreciate you coming on and sharing all of it with us.
Yeah, you're welcome, Chris. It's only a pleasure. It's a massive pleasure.
Yeah. I will say that I do prefer Christopher, for anybody else listening.
Okay, yes. Cool. Christopher, no problem.
Hey, but I won't get upset if anybody does call me Chris. I don't know. I like Christopher.
Christopher. Does your girlfriend call you that?
Usually when I'm in trouble, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
I got that.
Yes. But is there any other information that you want to share while we're doing this right now? We'll probably have you back on again, but if there's anything right now that you have that you want to share, now is the time.
Yes. Let go of all the old relationships that didn't work out. They were set up not to work out, for you to lose your marbles in the aftermath. So yeah, that would be the last message, and that's a big thing, because like I told you earlier, once a being is mind centered, you were talking about the avatar that doesn't really have a player behind it. Such a player, there are many of them, especially in the past there were many of them, and when you're in a relationship with a being like that, it presses your buttons, and it gets you an effect, and it affects you into the future in time, just because of your involvement in it, but even more so of the betrayal. The betrayal is the big thing. People are dishonest with you, and they betray you, and you just can't believe it, and people just can't let go of it, and they still have this affecting them unconsciously, no matter how much they still have tried to numb it down or pretend it's not there. You need to actually realize how the mechanism works in order to forgive the other person, and also forgive yourself, and just let it go, and also just to realize that it's very obvious, even in today's world, that many beings are still under dominion of this, and you can just see what they're projecting still. If you just see what somebody's projecting, your common layman still projecting negativity out there, it can't touch you anymore. When you get that it's part of the matrix, it's artificial, it's part of the hologram, I don't need to take this nonsense seriously anymore, and you just stand there and you smile in the face of madness. And that's how you actually nothing can, that's why I say nothing can affect you anymore, when you know how this matrix works.
Yeah, I've been trying to learn that lesson lately, just not to take things too seriously, not to get too emotional, not let other people affect the way you react to things.
Sorry, say again?
I said not letting other people control the way you react to other, control the way you react to them.
Exactly. If anybody's controlling you, that means that somebody is inside of you. Mm-hmm. And you don't want anybody else inside of you.
Right.
This is the issue with that most people are having. There are other people inside of them that they're still actually having dialogues with, because their own consciousness is actually still inside of the artificial significance of the other. Their own consciousness is still inside of that artificial significance, and that means it is now alive and able to affect you internally. And this is also how, even if the other is not there, you're still triggered. You're still triggered by this in your own mind, because you're still entangled with something old. This is again taking care of the old attachments that you still have to the artificial significance of other people, and the roles that you played to accommodate rubbish, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying is very true, and just letting go of anything anybody said to you, just not holding that in and using forgiveness or whatever you want to use, but definitely just shedding all the old energy and all the old information.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Well, I really, really, really appreciate you being on here and being courageous and talking about all this really profound information that a lot of people needs to hear. So thank you.
You're welcome, Christopher.
Yeah, appreciate that. Is there anywhere that people can find you? Maybe some of your writings.
Yeah, I have a website called deprogramthematrix.wordpress.com, and you can find all the latest information there on what's happening in the Matrix, and you can find my social media links on that website too. Okay. So yeah, deprogramthematrix.wordpress.com. You can find me there.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for shining on with us.